We're live, whether I like it or not. Hello, folks. Welcome back to another episode of live football from Gaelic Park here in Chicago. We've got a ladies' game ready to go. The St. Bridget's are playing the Ashling Gales. So the Bridget's coming off a win last weekend against Éireann Rovers. We'll be looking to back it up, and they'll be very determined to do so. So big day in Gaelic games at home today, of course. Congrats to all the winners of the 3 games today. Mayo, of course, coming out of that titanic battle with Galway in Salt Hill. Real game of 2 halves. Galway dominating the first half, of course, with that strong breeze, and Mayo taking full advantage in the second half. So only a point in it at the end, but well done to the Mayo lads, in fairness to them. They got the win, and it brings them into an All-Ireland quarter-final, into the draw tomorrow morning. And well done to both Monaghan also, and Monaghan beat Kildare last gas point yesterday. Very exciting game. Cork, of course, beaten Roscommon in Porkercreve. Well done. Some of the ex-players from Cork who were playing out here, Sean Powter and Daniel O'Mahony, who were out here last year. So well done to those lads. Commiserations to my own county, Roscommon. Just not good enough, I suppose, on the day. A bit wasteful as well in front of goal. But that's fine margins, win games, and Cork were undoubtedly deserved winners. So well done to Cork. Also, the final preliminary quarter-final was won by, I'm just trying to keep an eye on this game, I'll get onto it in a minute. But the final preliminary game, preliminary quarter-final, was, Jesus, I'm after drawing a blank, was won by thank you, Éireann. Just have to get in team sheets here from my assistant, Éireann. Roll it again, Éireann, I'm going to say. Yeah, talking too much garbage. Of course, the remaining victor was, of course, Tyrone, beating Donegal in that encounter in Ballybuffet. Tyrone winning in the end causally. Unfortunately, Aidan O'Rourke stood down as Donegal manager this morning, so I suppose surprising, really. That's a goal for the Bridgets straight away. But yeah, surprising move. I suppose Aidan O'Rourke seemed to have done great work with his Donegal team, and yeah, whatever happened, it was surprising to see him stand down. But anyway, thank you, Annie. She's sorting out my team sheets for me. I couldn't clean me you-know-what without some of these ladies. Fair play to them. They're always... yeah, no, you don't. They're always at my side. So then, it's a goal for the Bridgets to a point for the Gales. And the Gales on the attack over there, the far side of the field. And it's Annie Brennan. But she loses out on this occasion. And the Bridgets get her free in. And this is going to be taken by Mairead Rowan. Mairead, one of the star players in the Ladies' Championship last year, indeed so far this year. Great block down there by the Ashling Gales half-back. Jenna Ryan picks up the breaking ball around the middle of the field. She lays it off to Emer Kane. Emer, nice little left-footed pass to Ailish Rispin. Ailish now turns round, decides to give it back to Emer. Emer now facing into the scoreboard end, and she kicks it off the left, but it's a little weak and it drifts out to the right and wide. I think that's the first wide for the Bridgets. So the score remains 1 goal for the Bridgets, 1 point to the Gales. So in fact it's going to be a free, and the referee was playing advantage there. So Mairead Ruan will have a pretty easy opportunity to stretch the Bridgets lead out to 3 points. She kicks it right footed, high and straight over the bar. Lovely score. And Mairead gets herself on the score sheet. So a goal and a point to a point then, as we get back underway with the kick out then from Cora O'Donovan. And the goal for Aisling Gales, kicks it out, but it's won there in the middle of the field by the Bridgets, Sarah Imordano. She lays it off the far side to Ciara Bridges, and Ciara kicks it high, and unfortunately for Ciara, just to the right of the post at the scoreboard in, and it goes wide. Second wide for the Bridgets. Kick out quickly taken again by Cora O'Donovan. She finds her man this time, or lady I should say, but once again Roisin Murnan over there on the far side cuts it out for the Bridgets, and they come on the attack again. Over across this side of the field, Jenna Ryan. Jenna, with those long striding legs, gets a nice pass away, and ball breaks down, but it's picked up once again by Jenna Ryan. Over to Emer Kane. Emer now over the far side of the field. Solos once, twice, and then off the left foot. But unfortunately the wind won't bring it in this time, and it goes to the left and wide. 3 wides for the Bridgets. Cora O'Donovan once again with the kick out. This time it's better placed to Caroline Moravcevic. Caroline now turns round in the middle of the field, faces towards the patio end, as we'll say, and there is a strong breeze blowing. It's a free down to the Aisling Gales there, and Kate Keeney was fouled. Kate takes it quickly over the far side of the field. Then the Aisling Gales begin to build once again from the back. So Sinead Monroy with the ball gives it off to Enya Mellon. Enya gets the ball back, looks up for support, gives a dodgy ball, and the wrong woman gets it from an Aisling Gales point of view. Mairead Ruan. Mairead gives it off there to Jess Hassan. Hassett. Oh, Hassett. Yeah. Oh, jeez, I can't read this writing. And Mairead gets back on the end of it again. Mairead Ruan with a lovely shot from the left-hand side over the far side of the field, and she puts it straight over the bar. The Bridgets lead by 1-2 to a point. Kick out taken, and unfortunately the bounce misjudged there in the middle of the field by the Aisling Gales. Barbara Travers bounces over her head, and it comes eventually to Mairead Ruan. Once again the Bridgets on the attack once again. Here comes Ciara Bridges. Ciara, number 12 for the Bridgets, advantage being played, and the referee says hold on, it's going to be a free, and Mairead Ruan is going to step up and take this one for the Bridgets to try and extend their lead. It's 1-2 to a point, so this will push it out to 1-3 if she's successful. About 35 yards out. It's high and it's straight over the bar. Beautiful kick by Mairead Ruan. I'm sure Roscommon would be wishing that they had her yesterday in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Maybe the result might have been different, who knows. Anyway, on we go. Kick out for the Aisling Gales comes over the far side of the field to Michelle Collins. In fact, it's Annie Brennan. Annie now lays it off in towards her corner forward there, Shannon McGuinness. Shannon now takes it on the left, and it just drifts out to the left and wide down at the patio end of the ground. There is a very strong breeze blowing. It seems to be swirling. I think it's favouring the Bridgets in the first half. It's blown from sort of north west to southwest, if you like, right across the field, but it's definitely helping the Bridgets team in this first half. So it's a kick out taken there, and it's a foul by Jenna Ryan on the number 9, Sinead Malloy. And it's going to be a free in to Aisling Gales. And it's Michelle Collins. Michelle now, number 11 for the Gales with this free to try and cut the deficit back to 4 points. Off the right, and it's kicked in, and it's kicked wide, would you believe it? Yeah, that's a poor miss. Should have been a routine score, but Michelle unfortunately just pulled it. A bit like my drive, it's going left all the time. But anyway, you can't be great at everything, I suppose. If I was great at one thing, it would be something. Referee says there's a foul there, and it's another free back into the Aisling Gales. And Kate Keeney is going to take it. She goes backwards to her midfielder, Sinead Malloy. Sinead back to Kate. Kate Keeney crossing the Bridget's 45, gives a nice pass in there to Caroline Moravchik. And Caroline, Jesus, Caroline. Oh, she drags it to the left and wide, unfortunately, for the Gales. They're kicking some very scoreable chances away, and you can ill afford to do that against this Bridget's team. They're a very strong, accomplished outfit. But anyway, here comes the Gales again, though. They're turning over the ball very successfully around the middle third of the field, so they're getting plenty of possession, but that's a poor kick there by Kate Keeney. It goes straight to Jenna Ryan. Jenna solos it up in the air, but she regains possession, gets it back to her midfield partner, Nicole Kane. Nicole onto Emer Kane. Emer gives it in low in towards her wing forward, but the Gales managed to clear it through Morgan Fahey, and then it's broken up again in the middle of the field by the Bridgets, and Emer Kane comes away with the ball. She gives a nice pass in towards her corner forward, Ailish Rispin. Ailish now unfortunately loses control of the ball, and out comes Inya Mellon for the Gales. And the Gales playing it short around the middle of the field, sort of a dodgy pass there, but they get away with it. And away comes Michelle Collins, and the referee says, hold on, there's a foul, and it's going to be a free down to the Gales. Quickly taken. In it goes to the full forward, Kim Webster. Kim now fighting there with the fullback, Morgan Flynn of the Bridgets, who comes out on top. She had a great game last week, Morgan. And the ball breaks kindly towards Mairead Ruan. Mairead now crossing the 45 into Gales territory. Gives it off to Jess Hassett. And she gives a beautiful pass into Ailish Rispin, who chips the ball nonchalantly over Cora Donovan's head and into the back of the net. That's a beautiful score for Ailish. I'm sure she'll be having a toast on that one tonight. That was a real soccer-style, Messi-style goal. And beautiful score there for the Bridgets. It's 2-3 to a point. Already into a very commanding lead here. 9 points to 1. They lead 8 points. And here they come again through Ciara Bridges. And Ciara, beautiful right foot, strokes it right over the black spot. And it's yet another score for the Bridgets. Score is 2 goals and 4 points. 10 points to 1 point for the Gales. The Gales need scores and fast. Quick kick out taken. Foul committed in the full back line there. And Kate Keeney takes it quickly. And bit of space here now for the Gales opening up. And Kim Webster, the number 14, gets it off to Annie Brennan. Annie now coming laterally along the 45 looking for support. And she gets it from Shannon McGuinness. Shannon gives it back to Sinead Malloy. Sinead Malloy now making her way through the centre of the Bridges defence, and she kicks a nice right-footed shot and straight over the bar. Lovely score there for the Gales. They needed that badly to settle them and give them a little bit of hope here. They need scores. Kick out quickly taken though, and the Bridgets have it once again through Sarah Medrano. Sarah now fouled in her own half-back line and will take the free herself. Looks around, sees Megan Flynn. Megan back to Sarah. Sarah now. Oh, but Sarah's robbed on the 45. And here comes the Gales once again through Shannon McGuinness. Shannon now lays it off, and it's there to Michelle Collins. Lovely block down there though by Morgan Flynn, I think it was, that got a hand to it. And but the Gaels first to react to the breaking ball, and Kate Keeney goes down and is fouled there by Ciara Bridges, and the referee is going to have a word with Ciara. Kate Keeney is down on the ground. She's going to have the physio, and a yellow card issued there to Ciara Bridges. So yellow card there for Ciara Bridges, and I think she'll be out of the game now for the next 10. So sin bin. So the Bridges are down to 12. So 13 plays 12 for the next 10 minutes. So the Aisling Gales now with the free by Michelle Collins. They're a man up or a woman up, whichever way you want to call it, and that is a very good score. Beautiful kick there, and straight over the bar by Michelle Collins, and the Gaels gradually clawing their way back into this. 2 goals and 4 points to the Bridges, 3 points to the Gaels, and the Gaels win it again. Another speculative ball in there, but it's gone over the head of Kim Webster, and the Bridges are working hard to try and clear their lines. It comes out this side to Jenna Ryan. Jenna is pulled and dragged, and the referee says, hold on, that's going to be a free down to the Bridges. And Megan Flynn is the one who's going to take it, and decides against it, gives it to Nicole Kane. Going to take this free for the Bridges, looking up, looking for support. She gets it, and eventually away comes Caitlin Kinsella, or Kinsella as we used to call them back at home, and over to Roisin Mernon, and it's well intercepted though by the cornerback Enya Mellon for the Gaels. She gives it off to Anya Brennan. Anya now gives a sort of a hospital pass there, but it breaks kindly for the Gaels, and it's well played across there to Sinead Malloy. Sinead, the midfielder, who's looked dangerous. She gives a pass inside, but unfortunately undercooks it, and it's gone harmlessly wide. So the Gaels clawing their way back into this game, but they'll need more scores. They're a player up, so they need to make it count. Over there on the far side, very well done by Shannon McGuinness. She turns the ball over. Ball breaks once again towards Sinead Malloy. Sinead, Kate Kearney now getting involved. Kate now taking it, running it at the heart of the Bridges defence. Gives it off to Caroline Moravsik. Caroline now dodges, steps onto her left, gets the ball back, looks for support, gets it from Sinead Malloy once again. Sinead gives it a nice pass, but it's miscontrolled there by Kate O'Sullivan. Kate now gets a second bite at it, back to Sinead Malloy. Sinead gives it inside to Michelle Collins. Michelle is fouled, and this is going to be a tap over free surely from the 13-metre line. An easy opportunity for the Gaels to cut the score by another point, and if successful it'll make it 2-4 to 4 points, 10 points to 4. So Michelle, I think, is feeling the effects of that challenge. So free into the Gaels, and this will leave it 6 points the difference. So all to play for. The Bridges have dominated early exchanges. They look a slicker outfit as they did last week, and managed by John Bridges over there. And thank you, Mary, as she puts a bottle of water of mine into the fridge. Fair play to you. Cool the radiators. I was up very early this morning, folks, to watch Galway and Mayo, and yeah, very entertaining game of football from Salt Hill, and some very, very good performances. But unfortunately, of course, one of the big hitters is out of the championship at a very early stage. Galway are going to be unemployed, I suppose, is the best way of putting it, for the next 8 or 9 months anyway. And Mayo will march on to the All-Ireland quarter-final. Of course, that draw takes place at 8 a.m. Irish time tomorrow morning on RTE Radio 1, also through GEA Go, and it's going to be a very interesting draw indeed, and it's going to pit some very big names, of course, against each other. We've got the likes of Dublin, Armagh, Derry and Kerry waiting on Mayo, Monaghan, and of course the other two victors, Tyrone and the last one, it eludes me now at the minute, but anyways, I'll think of it in a second. My mind is elsewhere at the moment. I'm looking at Kate Kearney to see if she's going to get up, but she's sitting up at the moment, so thankfully she seems to be okay. Might be a leg problem or something, or an ankle that she rolled. But it looks like it's going to be a penalty here to the Aisling Gales, and this could be a pivotal score if they manage to sneak it into the onion sack. It'll certainly get them back into the game. 2 goals and 4 points to 3 points. You would feel that they would probably need this to get them back into it. So it's a great opportunity now. Penalty kick for the Gales. Cork, of course, is the other team I was trying to think of. How could I forget? After beating my old beloved Roscommon yesterday in Páirc Uí Chaoimh. Airden is beside me. She's roaring, laughing at me. Yeah. Here comes the penalty. Oh, beautiful stroke. Absolutely perfectly struck. And sent the goalkeeper, Ella Martin, the wrong way. And that's a goal for the Gales, and it brings them right back into it. 1-3 to 2-4. So 6 points, plays 10 points. Only 4 points the difference now. And the Aisling Gales once again have a player on the ground over there. I think it might be Michelle Collins again. It's going to be a free down to the Bridgets. I think she fouled her marker there. So it's probably going to be a free, I think, to the Bridgets. Sort of a stop-start period of the game. The last couple of minutes, it's been stopping and starting with fouls on both sides. But entertaining stuff so far, with some very good scores. And the Gales bringing on the physio for attention to, I think it's Michelle Collins over there. She's back up on her feet. And I'm sure a drop of the magic bottle will do her no harm at all. That's what I prescribe for myself every evening. A drop in of the magic bottle, or maybe 7 or 8 of them. Whichever takes your fancy. So, temperatures have cooled this afternoon. It was very warm this morning here in Chicago. It was in the mid-80s. But nice breeze blowing here, and it's cool temperatures down probably into the mid-70s. Very pleasant. And that long ball in by Mairead Ruane, it's cut out by the Gales defence. And away they come, once again building over there on the far side with Anya Brennan. And she gives it back to Anya Duffy. Anya now, but it's well cut out by Nicole Kane. Oh, but brilliant interception there by Sinead Malloy. Sinead Malloy now, but unfortunately she just gets away from her, and away comes Sarah Mordano for the Bridgets. She gives a nice pass into Emer Kane. Emer now over the far side of the field gives a nice left-footed pass down towards the scoreboard end to Ailish Rispin. Ailish back to Emer. Emer now, who had a very, very good game last Sunday for the Bridgets, following that up with another very strong performance, gives a nice left-footed pass out to Mairead Ruane. Mairead turns onto that trusty right foot, but unfortunately this time she just didn't catch the whole lot of it, and out comes the Aisling Gales defence with Aisling Morrissey. And nice pass right down the throat of Caroline O'Farrell. Caroline now strides across the halfway line, followed hard by Jenna Ryan, and Jenna puts the hand in and puts the foot in and puts the leg in and puts everything in, and the referee says, no, you can't do that. You can't do that, lads, as the Unbelievable says one time, infamously. You can't do that. Free kick to the Gaels, taken very quickly. Caroline Murashik gives a nice little pass outside to Barbara Travers, the number 12. Fist passed it in, but unfortunately doesn't go to hand for the Bridgets, or for the Gaels, and the Bridgets come away with it. Mairead Drouin back in her own defence, gives it to Nicole Kane. Nicole now faces up this side of the field, the near side of the field to us, and Mairead Drouin's pass is cut out there by the number 13, Kate O'Sullivan. Kate now gives it off, but a weak kick there by the number 10, Anya Brennan, and it's easily cut out by the goalkeeper, but a dodgy pass out of defence. But the Bridgets managed to clear it, or do they? The Gaels put them under severe pressure, and the referee says, hold on, there's a foul there on Morgan Flynn, and it's going to be a free out to the Bridgets. Quickly taken, and it comes to Emer Kane. Emer to Nicole Kane, no relation. Nicole gets it back again, left-footed, cultured left foot up along. Emer Kane continues to run up the far side of the field, heading towards the scoreboard end, cutting in from the left-hand side, looks up for support, gets it, and gives a pass in, but Cora O'Donovan in the goal for Aisling Gaels is alert, and she gets to it first and clears it out the far side of the field. It's a very good clearance, and it comes to Shannon McGuinness for the Gaels. Shannon gives it inside to her midfield partner, Sinead Malloy. Sinead's pass, however, goes astray, and it's Megan Flynn who intercepts for the Bridgets on their own 45. But again, another turnover ball. It's been symptomatic of the Bridgets' clearances have not gone to hand, and the Gaels through Sinead Malloy, cutting right through the centre here. Here she goes. A beautiful score. A great goal by Sinead Malloy. She got the ball on her own on the Bridgets 45, cut right through the centre of the Bridgets defence, and she finished it really well to the top corner of the net. It's a great score for the Aisling Gaels, and it brings them right back into this encounter. 2 goals and 3 points for the Gaels, 2 goals and 4 for the Bridgets. I'm sure John Bridges will not be happy with that defensive display from his girls, but the Bridgets come on the attack once again through Jess Hassett. Jess Hassett, me sheets are going all over the place here, but she gets it away to Ciara Bridges. Ciara to Ailish Rispin. Ailish now solos it on the right, takes it on, and she taps it nice and calmly over the bar. Beautiful score for the Bridgets there by Ailish Rispin. Very nice score, and once again they stretch the lead out to 2 points. So then 2 goals and 5 points for the Bridgets, 2 goals and 3 to the Gaels. 2 point game, and just 5, 6, 7 minutes ago, it looked like the Bridgets were going to run away with this, but the Aisling Gaels have responded really, really well, and they've fought like tigers, especially in the middle third of the field, where they've turned over an awful lot of ball, and they've hauled themselves back into this game through some really inventive play and some great defensive work as well. Over there on the far side of the field, it's Aisling Morrissey, the full-back, gains possession and gives off a nice pass to Barbara Travers. Barbara back in her own defence. She in turn gives it off to Shannon McGuinness. Shannon, though, her pass is loose, to say the least, and the Bridgets intercepted through Megan Flynn. She gives it off to Emer Kane. Emer Kane, she's a real live wire, this lady. She's off on her bike. She looks over and she finds her full forward, and that's a lovely block down, though. Lana Kerley, whose shot was blocked there by the fullback for the Gaels. Aisling Morrissey got a great block in there, and away come the Gaels with it once again. Ball comes down to Kate Keeney. Kate now taking on Laura Gallagher, and Laura is adjudged to have fouled Kate Keeney. So Kate now, and the referee says hold on a minute. It's actually going to be a free up to the Bridgets. Mairead Mairead says, give me that ball, and fast. And you wouldn't want to fall out with this woman. Yeah. Mairead gives a nice pass across to Ciara Bridges. Ciara, the number 12 for the Bridges, now taking on the defence for the Gales and gives a nice ball into Lana Kerley. And Lana, oh, what a great shot, and it comes off the bottom of the crossbar. And it's certainly saved the Aisling Gales there off the woodwork. Looked an all-over goal, but comes off the crossbar, and indeed that's the last action of this first half. So really exciting first half of football here in this ladies' senior championship game. The Bridgets getting off to a really fast start, racing into a 7-point lead, but the Gales, in fairness to them, they fought their way back into it like tigers, and they find themselves just 2 points down at the half. The Bridgets 2 goals and 5 points. The Gales 2 goals and 3, just 2 points separating them. So we'll take a little break, folks, for half time. Go and have a lemonade or a Mike's Hard lemonade or a whatever you want yourself. Boil the kettle, whatever. And we'll see you back here in a couple of minutes' time. All right. Welcome back, folks, to the second half of this ladies' senior championship game here in Gaelic Park in Chicago. We've got the Ashling Gales and the St. Bridget's, and one change to the score. I think a point was incorrectly awarded to the Gales in the first half. So the score actually reads 2 goals and 2 points to the Gales, 2 goals and 5 to the Bridget's. So it's a 3-point game in favour of the St. Bridget's, playing in red and blue from right to left in the second half. They'll be playing towards the patio end, or the Gaelic Park bar end, if you like, and the Gales playing from left to right to the scoreboard end, and the ref gets it underway, and the Bridget's get possession straight away from the throw-in. Emer Kane to Ciara Bridges. Ciara off her left foot goes long towards Lana Kerley, and that's a good score, I think, from Lana. She puts it over the bar. 2-6 to 2-2, 4 points. Quick kick out taken by the Gales, and it comes to Annie Brennan. Annie now gives it to Kate Kearney, or Kate Keeney, I should say. That's very well blocked down by Nicole Kane, but Kate does really well to regain possession and gets a free for herself. So Kate Keeney now, right-footed, in towards the full forward line, and the Gales win it. And it eventually comes out here to Barbara Travers. Barbara, she rushed her shot though, and Morgan Flynn, in fairness to her, came across at pace and denied her any room to shoot, and the ball goes out to the right and wide. And Annie has she's like a train driver. She's got the head out the window, and choo choo. Here she goes, and here comes the Bridget's, and it's Lauren Gallagher, but the pass is intercepted there by the Ashling Gales' Enya Mellon, and Enya gets it away, and the ball comes up to Michelle Collins. Michelle, Kim Webster is involved, and eventually the number 19, the sub, Alana Cooney, she receives the ball back. Alana gives it back once again to Barbara Travers. Barbara involved yet again, fighting it out there with the cornerback, Roisin Murnan. Ashling Gales retain possession, and it comes all the way across here to Sinead Malloy. Sinead, though, loses control of it, and Nicole Kane gets possession, but she in turn gives it away once again, but the referee says hold on, it's going to be a free out to the Bridget's, and Mairead Rowan, back in her own defence, gives it long, and it goes straight over the head of the Bridget's player there, and eventually it comes to Anya Duffy. Anya, though, that's a poor pass, and Emer Kane, it's lively number 12, actually it's Ciara Bridges. Ciara, lovely pass right across into the path of Jenna Ryan. Jenna, very athletic, full of running, takes it on and goes round Sinead Malloy, gives it off there to Emer Kane. Emer over to Ciara Bridges. Ciara now looks up, and she gives a harmless pass, really. Ailish Rispin was not expecting that one to go where it did, and the Gales retain possession, and gives a nice pass out to Anya Brennan. Anya now up along this side of the field to Kate O'Sullivan, back to Anya Brennan, but the move breaks down, and Emer Kane intercepts, passes it off to Roisin Murnan. Roisin to Ciara Bridges, back to Emer Kane, back to Ciara Bridges. Ciara now heads for goal, is stood up there by the defence, and she turns and looks for support, gets it from Roisin Murnan. Roisin now looks up, gets support from Mairead Rowan. Mairead, that long stride, gives a nice pass in to her full forward, who kicks it harmlessly out to the right and wide from Lara Kerley, and probably about the 5th wide, I'd say, for the Bridget's in this game. But they lead by 2 goals and 6 points to 2 goals and 2, a 4-point lead for the St. Bridget's. And Nicole Kane gains possession around the middle of the field. She lays it off to Ciara Bridges. Ciara, in turn, gives it to Sarah Imordano. Sarah to Jenna Kane. Jenna into her full forward. Lana Kerley, and Lana makes no mistake, and she sticks it straight over the bar. I think that was a point, was it, Mary? Yeah. 2 goals and 7 to 2 goals and 2. As we see the McBride's boys out in front of us there, going for their warm-up. The senior game, of course, a contest between the Sean McBrides and the Pierces, an all Northside clash. The senior men's championship game coming up next here at Chicago Gaelic Park today, 25th of June. We've gone past the longest day in the year. There was bonfires and everything at home. No such stuff here, unfortunately, but we're going to have some celebrations in a week's time for the 4th of July. So it's going to be a humdinger. There'll be fireworks and there'll be all sorts of works and all sorts of fun and games, I'm sure. We don't need much of an excuse here in Chicago to go and enjoy ourselves, that's for certain anyways. But here comes the Aisling Gales once again through Annie Brennan. Annie now lays it off to Caroline O'Farrell. Caroline gives it off, a nice pass there into the substitute, and that's a good score from Alana Cooney. Nice score there from the Aisling Gales, keeps them in touch. 2 goals and 3 to 2 goals and 7, 4 points the difference. Kick out coming now from Ella Martin. Ella gives it out to Jenna Ryan. Jenna full of running. She gives it off towards Ailish Rispin. Ailish though, poor pass, and it's cut out easily there by Anya Duffy for the Gales, who in turn gives an equally poor pass, and it goes out over the far sideline, the far side of the field, and line ball to the Bridgets. Referee says hold on, you've got to retake that from the right spot, and sub is coming in for the Bridgets. I'll tell you who it is. It's number 19, Vanessa McGahan. Replaces number 15, Jess Hassett. So Jess makes way for Vanessa, and the Gales come once again. Kate Keeney, centre back for the Gales. She's had a very steady game, very influential figure. She gets past 2 Bridget's players, gives a long high ball in towards the full forward line, and it might break, but Morgan Flynn is equal to the task, and she gets a good clearance away to Ciara Bridges, and Ciara right-footed, beautiful pass down there to Mairead Ruan. Mairead now with acres of space in front of her. She gives a nice pass in towards Ailish Rispin. Ailish now gets out in front of her marker, turns onto her right foot and kicks straight off the outside of her right foot, and it goes across the face of the goal and wide. Score remains 2 goals and 7 points to the Bridgets, 2 goals and 3 to the Gales. 4-point game. The Gales come once more. It's a long ball up along this side of the field underneath us, and it beats everybody to the sideline, and the linesman says line ball to the Bridgets, and Roisin Murnan, right footed, but it's easily cut out there by Shannon McGuinness for the Gales. She gives it off in turn to Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan to her midfielder Caroline Moravsik. Caroline now left footed, lovely little left foot pass, but once again Morgan Flynn, full back for the Bridgets. Very commanding figure back in her own square, right in front of goal, sweeping along there, and she's mopped up a lot of ball. Morgan gets a good clearance out over towards Emer Kane. Emer now gives it to Mairead Ruan. Mairead tries to connect with Ciara Bridges, but Ciara unfortunately can't get her hand to it, and is deemed to have tripped her marker, Kate Keeney, and it's a free out to the Gales. Over this side of the field, over to the commentary box side of the field comes the Gales, attacking up this side Anya Brennan, but it's cut out well there by Lauren Gallagher. Lauren Manus and Jennifer's daughter, of course, receives the ball back, and Lauren looks up, looks for support, gets it from Emer Kane. Emer gives a lovely little dinky pass in towards Ailish Rispin, right footed, but a timely challenge. And the goalkeeper, Cora O'Donovan, makes a routine save, but good defending there by the Gales. In fairness, that was danger written all over it, and could have been a goal very, very easily for the Bridgets, but the Gales come away with it through Kate Keeney. Kate crosses her own 45 up towards halfway, gives a right-footed pass off to Anya Brennan. Anya now looks up, and she in turn supported by Shannon McGuinness. Shannon gives it off there to the number 10, Anya Brennan once again. Anya gets a nice little pass in to her midfield partner, but unfortunately it goes off her right foot and Alana Cooney, and it goes out to the left and wide. Quick kick out taken. Jenna Ryan once again full of running all the way over there. Gives a right footed pass, but it's a bit loose really to no one in particular, and it's easily picked up there by the Ashton Gales defence, but they give it away. Emer Kane gives a nice pass into Ciara Bridges. Ciara now with acres of space in front of her to run into. She's bearing down on goal, and right footed kick and straight over the black spot by Ciara Bridges. A beautiful score there by the Bridgets, really taking advantage of that loose pass by the Ashton Gales defence, and she puts it over the bar and stretches the Bridgets lead out to 2 goals and 8 points to 2 goals and 3, 5 points the difference here in Chicago Gaelic Park, sponsored by Guinness. Thanks very much to Guinness for their continued sponsorship of these games and commentary on these games. Once again, thanks to Annie and Mary Redmond, and to Aaron Gasser as well, who's here behind me, my technical assistant, who's given me all sorts of help and guidance all day long. She'd need to, because I'm lost completely. Typical man, can't do anything for himself, total useless. But anyways, without 3 women, should be 3 women and a little baby. That's what this show should be called. Anyway, on we go. It's going to be a free in. The referee has given a free in to the Ashling Gales, and surely this is a routine score now for Sinead Malloy. Oh no, it's a throw ball. Sinead Malloy and Jenna Ryan. Jenna Ryan comes away with it, gives it to Mairead Ruane. Mairead on her own 45, looks up. Nice right-footed pass in towards Ciara Bridges. Gives a beautiful pass in there, and she gets out in front of her marker. Gives it all the way across the far side of the field to Ailish Rispin. Ailish now takes a solo, slows it up a little bit, then decides to give a kick pass in towards Ciara. Ciara, though, goes to ground, and the referee says illegally so, and it's going to be a free in to the Bridgets. And now this is going to be surely a great chance for them to stretch their lead out to 6 points. Surely a routine free for Mairead Ruane, as she strides purposefully up towards the ball from the halfway line, and about 25-30 yards out, maybe at the height of it, little to the right of the posts, kicking into the patio end here in Gaelic Park. Wind probably into her face a little bit, but shouldn't make any difference for a player of Mairead's ability. Oh, she doesn't get it all this time, and the Gales pluck it from underneath the crossbar, and Sinead Malloy comes away with it all the way out to Kate Keeney. Kate now looks up and looking for support over this side of the field. She gives a nice hand pass off to Caroline Moravsik. Caroline gives it off to Sinead Malloy, and in turn passes it over to Anya Brennan. Anya now gives it back to Malloy. Malloy gets it back from behind her back somehow, and she retains possession and gets a right-footed shot off and kicks it straight over the bar. A beautiful score for the Ashling Gales there. 2 goals and 4 to 2 goals and 8. A really entertaining game. Only 4 points the difference. Here comes Emer Kane. It's in stuff at the moment. She gives a long probing ball all the way down to her full forward, Lana Curley. Lana now, daughter of John and Fiona, gives a nice pass in towards Ciara Bridges. Ciara, daughter of John, of course, and unfortunately she just screws it off the side of her left foot, and it goes out behind the left hand upright and wide. So here comes the Gales once again, and Kate Curley, who's ran herself into the ground. She's been at the root of most good things for the Gales, but the pass breaks down there, and it's intercepted by Mairead Ruane. Gets it to Emer Kane. Emer, she's been busy as a bee in this second half also, and generally in this game she's been really excellent for the Bridgets. Gives it off to Lana Curley. Lana to Ailish Rispin, who tries a right-footed shot, but it's great save there by the goalkeeper for the Gales, Cora O'Donovan. She makes a great save, and her defence comes to her aid there, and they clear it out this side of the field to Sinead Malloy, and in turn gives it off to Anya Brennan. Anya Brennan now gives it back to Enya Mellon. Enya now, the number 4, gets the better of Lauren Gallagher. She gives it to Caroline Moravchik. Caroline, she gives it back to Inya Mellon. Here come the Gales once again. That's a good ball over this side of the field to Anya Brennan. Anya Brennan in all sorts of room. Gives it back into Sinead Beloy. Sinead now gives it off to her corner forward, Kate Sullivan. Kate now is bottled up, but she gets it back to her number 11, Michelle Collins. Michelle in turn. Oh, Michelle. She took too many steps. It's like me at the dance. Just took too many steps. Not quick enough. And the referee says, no, sorry, Bob, it's a free out. Free out to the Bridgets, and it's taken by Emer Kane. Emer gives it back to Roisin Murnan. Over this side to Lauren Gallagher. Lauren now shows the ball to her opponent and takes it back. Nice little jinking run. Gives it to Emer Kane once again, but the referee blows his whistle, and he's seen something. There's an injury actually to one of the Ashling Gales players. Down in their own full back line, so the referee brings a halt to proceedings here while attention will be brought on for one of the Ashling Gales players there in the full back line. I'll let you know who it is when I get a view on it or get a number on it. Looks like it might be number 5, Quiva O'Farrell. She's got some sort of a leg injury, maybe it might be just tweak of a hamstring or something, who knows, but we'll find out shortly. It doesn't look to be that serious, so hopefully she'll be back on her feet in no time. Players taking the opportunity to take on water. It's pretty humid here. It's there's a nice breeze blowing, but it is humid, so players well advised to take on as much fluids as they can. I've taken on my daily allowance of fluids already after watching Galway and Mayo this morning in Lanigan's Irish Bar, where the manager Nicholas was most welcoming in his usual very friendly self. We won't repeat what his greeting was because it's irrepeatable. But anyway, we had some fun this morning with the Galway and Mayo lads. Big shout out to our friend Liam O'Brien, who I think it might be watching in this afternoon. Liam unfortunately had an accident at work last week, and he's currently recovering in Christ Hospital on 95th Street. There's 16 and a half, almost 17 minutes gone in this second half. So a big hello to Liam O'Brien, and wishing you a very speedy recovery from all your friends here in Gaelic Park and indeed in Lanigan's and on the south side of Chicago. Very well known figure who always comes out every Sunday and supports us here in Gaelic Park. He's a great character all the way from Cork, and surely a proud day from yesterday as the Cork boys got the better of the Roscommon lads in that preliminary quarter final. But here comes the Ashling Gales once again, and it's a foot race here, but Roisin Murnan wins it, gives it to Lauren Gallagher, gets it back again. She gives a nice pass down towards Ciara Bridges. Ciara with the long brown hair, flowing locks, but it's good turnover there. And Caroline Moravsik gives a nice pass in towards Kate O'Sullivan. Kate O'Sullivan now for the Gales receives the return pass, but she was ever so slightly off balance when she kicked that, and it's screwed off her right foot and it's gone out to the right and wide. So the Gales just kicking away a few vital opportunities. The score remains 2 goals and 9 to 2 goals and 4, 5 points the difference, with Jenna Ryan for the Bridgets coming attacking right down the middle of the field. Gives a nice long ball in towards Ciara Bridges. She gets it right into her breadbasket. Beautiful catch of the ball. Ciara now kicks it, though it's a bit ambitious, and unfortunately that will not trouble the goalkeeper or the goal of the Ashling Gales, and it goes out to the right and wide. So then 5 points the difference. The Gales with the kick out, it comes, and that's a high challenge there, and the referee says hold on, Lauren Gallagher is going to be pulled back for that. I think she caught is it Annie Brennan in the face, I think, accidentally, in fairness. I think Lauren was committed to the challenge and just couldn't pull out in time. So it's going to be a free down to the Ashling Gales, and thankfully the number 15 Shannon McGuinness actually is up, and none the worse for wear. Nice pass down towards Kate Keeney. Kate now, she's really worked hard. She gets the better of Nicole Gain and Lauren Gallagher. Cuts in towards the middle of the field. Looks up for support, and she gets it over the far side of the field from Caroline Moravsik. Caroline, she gives it into the number 10, Anya Brennan, who in turn gives it outside to Barbara Travers. Barbara looks inside once again to Anya Brennan. Anya now gets it back towards Michelle Collins. Michelle brushes aside one challenge, two challenges, but unfortunately that one is pulled to the left and it's gone out behind the post and wide. Yet another wide for the Gales. They've been wasteful in this second half. They've had plenty of challenge, plenty of opportunities, plenty of chances, but unfortunately there's the dock on down there on the sideline, the Bridget's man, all the way from Mayo. A great day for Mayo today. I'm sure he's a proud man walking down that sideline. Although I'm sure if Mayo had lost today, there'd be a plane full of Mayo lads coming out here next week. But unfortunately, we won't be seeing them this year. But the best of luck to them in the quarter-final draw tomorrow, which will take place in RT1 at 8 a.m, 2 a.m. our time here, of course. On we go with the game. And the Gales are on the attack. It's a long, high ball in towards the centre there, and it's caught. Oh, and a timely challenge by Morgan Flynn there on Shannon McGuinness, whose shot was heading for the left-hand corner of the net. And it's going to be a 45. Actually, it's going to be a free in because the referee deemed that to be a foot block. Probably the correct decision. She just got her foot across and deemed to be slightly dangerous. But Caroline Morosevic, I've been calling her Moravsik, I've been calling her everything because well, there's variety, as they say, is the spice of life. But Caroline puts it straight over the bar, and the Bridgets come away then with a quick kick out, but the referee says hold on, that did not go the requisite 13 metres, and it's going to be a throw ball on the 21-yard line. And Jenna Ryan will go in and contest this with Sinead Malloy. So Sinead goes up, grabs it and gives it back, and that's a foul on Anya Brennan. And this is going to be another routine tap over surely for the Gales. And Caroline Morosevic is going to have a pop at this one. The referee says hold on, the ball is soft. It's like a lot of things, and decides to get another ball another ball for Caroline to attempt her score. And oh, would you believe it, she pulls it wide. Maybe she was better off if she used the softer one. Anyway, 2 goals and 5 to 2 goals and 9, 4 points the difference. A kick out for the Bridgets, and it's kicked out long there, and the Gales win it once again over there the far side of the field. Long ball in, it's a nice pass into Shannon McGuinness. Shannon turns and kicks it, and that is gone over the bar for a point down at the scoreboard end by Shannon McGuinness for the Ashling Gales, and brings it back to a 3-point game. So then we're in for a grandstand finish with about 20 minutes gone or so in this second half, and it's all to play for. 3 points the margin. The Bridgets win this kick out, and it's over there the far side of the field. Emer Kane cuts in down the central channel. She gives a left-footed pass down towards Ailish Rispin here in this corner, this near corner, but it's cut out very, very well there by Enya Mellon for the Gales, who gives a nice pass out to her centre forward Michelle Collins, who in turn gives it off to Anya Brennan. Anya now, poor pass down, it's cut out by Morgan Flynn for the Bridgets. But the Gales are fighting like tigers over there, and it's Caroline Morosevic. Jesus, I'll just call her Caroline Malloy or something. Anyway, she gets it towards Kate Keeney. Kate now fighting her way through the Bridges defence and eventually is hauled to the ground and fouled by Emer Kane, and it's going to be a free in about 35 yards out, just to the left of the post for the Aisling Gales to bring this back to a 2-point game with about 6 or 7 minutes left to play in this second half. So it's free is quickly taken, and the Aisling Gales get a nice score from that. Beautiful score by Michelle Collins, right-footed, straight over the black spot, and all of a sudden it's only 2 points, and here comes the Gales again. Aisling Gales winning a lot of ball around the middle of the field. The Bridges just can't get to grips with them. That ball is sent across, but it's cut out by Mairead Ruan. Mairead gives a long, accurate pass down the centre. It eventually breaks to Ciara Bridges. Ciara Bridges back inside to Lana Kerley. Lana then with a right-footed shot, beautiful shot, just clears the crossbar, and it's in and over the bar for the Bridgets, and it's back out to a 3-point game. Quick kick out. It's in stuff here. Caroline Marasovic gives it inside to her number 10, Anya Brennan. Anya now in the middle of the field, gives it back to Caroline. Caroline onto Sinead Malloy. Sinead, the workhorse around the middle of the field there for the Gales. She's having a great game. Gives it inside to her corner forward. Michelle Collins involved. Gets it back indeed. Shannon McGuinness. Shannon right-footed. And that's a great score from the corner forward for the Aisling Gales. She puts it straight over the bar and brings it straight back to a 2-point game. It's tit for tat. One score after another. That's a loose kick out though by the goalkeeper, Ella Martin. It comes straight to the Aisling Gales player, Kate Keeney. Kate now is hauled down once again on the 30-yard line thereabouts, just to the left of the goals, and it's going to be a free in to the Aisling Gales, and if they can nail this one, it's going to be back to a 1-point game. The referee is having a word, and indeed a yellow card is issued to the Bridget's number 5, and Sarah Imordano gets her marching orders for 10 minutes, and in fact that's probably the last we'll see of Sarah, because there's less than 10 minutes to go in this game. So the Bridgets are down now to 12 once again, and that's a point for the Gales, and 2 goals and 9 points, plays 2 goals and 10. The Bridgets by a point with only a few minutes left in this game. It's a kick out taken by Ella Martin, and she finds her player companion out there on the far side. Eventually the ball breaks to Mairead Ruan. Mairead now left-footed, but it's straight down the throat of Quivo Farrell for the Gales, and here comes the Gales again, looking to equalise this game. Michelle Collins gives it outside to Anya Brennan. Anya Brennan back inside to Quivo Farrell, the number 5, with her jersey twisted up around her shoulders, but she gives a poor pass and it's cut out by the Bridget's defence, and the referee says hold on. There was a throw ball there by the Bridget's defender, and it's going to be a free in, would you believe it, to the Aisling Gales. They're about 35 yards out, and it's a tough kick. It's almost dead straight in front of the goals down at the scoreboard end, but it's going to be a testing kick into this breeze. The breeze is blowing from the commentary side of the field, from right to left across, and probably in against Kate Keeney, and Kate is equal to the task, and she scores a beautiful point, and all of a sudden the Gales are level for the first time since the throw-in at the beginning of this game. The sides are level, so the Bridgets fighting now to keep their 100% record. Jenna Ryan over there on the far side of the field, adjudged to be fouled by the number 12 for the Aisling Gales, Barbara Travers. Put the hand across a high challenge and dragged Jenna to the ground, so it's a free down to the Bridgets, and Mairead Ruan will take it, but unfortunately, very uncharacteristically, Mairead kicks that one off the side of her right foot, and it goes out over the sideline over the far side of the field, and it gives precious possession back to the Aisling Gales. So then the Gales then with possession. We're inside the last couple of minutes here, so possession vital, and opportunity. Knocks for the Ashling Gales. It's a high, hopeful ball more so than anything else. And Nicole Kane is back there fighting for possession. She gains it and she gives off a good pass off towards Morgan Flynn. Morgan Flynn to Emer Kane. Emer has been excellent throughout this game. She gives a lovely pass, but it's misjudged there, and it's going to be a free. And Lana Kerley is adjudged to have fouled the cornerback there for the Gales, and the referee says, hold on, it's going to be a free down to the Ashling Gales. Once again, possession absolutely vital. Here comes the Gales then. Michelle Collins with the ball, crossing her own 45, gives it off to Quiva O'Farrell. Quiva is fouled there by Nicole Kane, and it's going to be a free down to the Gales. Ball across to Kate Keeney. Kate, she's had a fine game for the Ashling Gales. She's been a real leader, getting the ball and driving at the Bridges defence. She's tackled hard there by Emer Kane, and Emer gets a lovely hand in, robs the ball and gets it out towards Jenna Kane. Jenna now, here comes the Bridgets, end-to-end stuff here. One team looking for the lead score. It goes into Lana Kerley. Lana takes on her marker, gets past one, gets past two, hoists the ball up in the air, and she tries a kick, but it's in low, and the goalkeeper, oh Jesus, Cora Donovan, almost spilled it back into her own net, but managed to retrieve the situation and gets a good clearance out the far side, but it's cut out by Ciara Bridges. Ciara Bridges now gives in a lovely pass, looping pass in towards Lana Kerley, but Lana's fisted effort drops short. Once again, Cora Donovan comes out with the ball and breaks the deadlock and gets the Ashling Gales motoring once again. Anya Brennan now gives it off to Enya Mellon. Enya over to Caroline Moravsik. Back to Anya Brennan. Anya, low ball into an unmarked Kate Keeney. Kate gives it off to Michelle Collins. Michelle Collins, the number 11, up this right hand side of the field, heading towards goal, and she's pushed in the back, but the referee says no, play on, and it's deemed to be a legal possession there for the Bridgets. And Emer Kane tackled after the ball had gone. The referee says play on, and the ball is played all the way down towards Ailish Rispin. Ailish Rispin on this corner, this side of the field, gives it back to the right woman in the right place, Mairead Ruan. Mairead now taking on the whole Ashling Gales team, it seems like. Herself and the full-back having an almighty tussle, but Aisling Morrissey comes out on top, and the referee says, hold on a minute. I'm not sure, did he blow for a free or what the decision is, but the net result is Mairead Ruan is on the ground with her hands on her knees and wondering what's going on, and I think he's called full time. Indeed he has. It's full time. I thought he was blowing for a free or something there, but it's a big result for the Gales. They've managed to eke out a draw here, 2 goals and 10 points apiece at the end of this ladies senior championship game. A very, very entertaining game, and hats off to the Ashling Gales, who overcame 4-point deficit at half time, 3-point deficit at half time indeed, and turned that into a draw. So probably a fair result at the end of the day. The Ashling Gales, great performance, and they done really well to draw that match in the finish. So draw game, folks. 2 goals and 10 points to 2 goals and 10. I'm sure the Bridgets will be slightly disappointed. They had the chances, but they just couldn't take them. And some stern defending, though, by the Ashling Gales players. They were really magnificent in that second half, and they took some really great scores. So it's a draw, and both teams will settle for a point at the end of it, and they'll move on to their games next week. So very entertaining fixture here for the ladies. Some really great performances by both sides. Kate Keeney, I must say, was the number 6 for the Ashling Gales, was outstanding. So was Enya Mellon. Quiva O'Farrell came into it in the second half. Sinead Malloy was tremendous around the middle of the field for them, and Shannon McGuinness and Siobhan, Kate O'Sullivan, was also very prominent. So, and then for the Bridgets, Morgan Flynn in the full back line was excellent. Roisin Mornan played really well again. Nicole Kane showed well in the middle of the field. Jenna Ryan, excellent as always, really full of running. Ciara Bridges, and of course Emer Kane, for me, I thought was was the player of the match. Really excellent, the number 10 for the Bridgets. But a draw game, a fair result, I think, in the finish. The Ashling Gales coming battling back into it, and fair play to them. They eked out the draw, so a point apiece. So next up, folks, we've got the senior championship, senior men's championship game between the McBrides and the Pierces, and eagerly awaited fixture. Referee is out on the field at the moment, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to you with the senior men's game in just a few moments' time. Okay, we'll see you.